Yo, here we are, back at it again. Today we're going to be talking about the new fighting styles in Tekken 8. Now, I released a video on some stuff that I wanted to see, but just because they released the trailer and the graphics, and Harada, he said that he wants this game to technically push the limitations and to really push the hardware, right? So with that being said, for them to push the hardware, I feel like they're already pushing it with the graphics. So I don't believe that that we're gonna get a huge list of characters, right? I don't think so, but you never know, right? So, and I kind of felt like it was gonna be around, I feel like it's gonna be 18 to 24 characters, and then give us DLC. Let's bump us up to about 36, maybe. Right, so 24 to 36 characters total for this one, because of they're really pushing the graphics. So as far as the backgrounds, they look crispy. The character models, they look good. So I feel like it's not gonna be as big. You know, it's not gonna have 50 something characters. So with all that aside, let's go ahead and get into the styles. So the first guy up is your boy Jin. Where are you, Jin? I gotta find him on here. Jeez Louise, where you at, man? All right, here he is. All right, so Jin, we all know that, okay, he's gonna have the Omen style, or the Omen stance, right? But I really want them to develop this. Even if you take away the wings, right now I have a couple visual representations that I would like to see. But I want them to commit and do not have Devil Jin. I want them to look, you cannot play Devil Jin separate, but they're going to develop the Tekken Tag 2 Omen stance. So that's going to be revamped and redeveloped. And like I said in a previous video, that I want him to be the only character to actually use the Tekken Tag 2 system, right? So where you can actually hit and do moves and change into Devil Jin, right? And then you can do his move set. So it'd be like you changing into Devil Jin on the fly and actually playing. So if you wanted to, let's say you did like whatever the combo sequence to initiate and to actually get into Devil Jin, like if we look at the Omen stance combo, right? And it should be playing. I'm gonna have it playing on here so you guys can actually see. But it's gonna have that actually kick in. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull it up. For me, because I'm already put it up so you guys can see, but no, that's not it. So he gets it in on the first hit. So once he goes into stance, that first hit, then he changes it into Devil Jin. Now, that's what I want to see. That's how I would do it. I would have him on one hit because he's better than Kazuya. Like, Kazuya has to wait till the end. He has to get revved up. He gotta get beat down. Like, nah, no, Jin is that guy, okay? Like, we back to like Tekken 4 Jin. We back at Tekken 4 like OP Jin, all right? Like, yo, man, people gonna be mad. Like, yo, people gonna be mad. But we can counter this by saying each time he goes, like each transformation, maybe a little bit of energy gets depleted. So it's kind of like, what's his name? Yoshi. Like Yoshimitsu, like when Yoshimitsu does his turn, he does like moves that deplete his energy. So we could say that, okay, yeah, he's OP, but his energy gets depleted fast. And like we said, I said before, with Akuma in the other games, even though Akuma was like hella strong, his energy, right? He didn't have a lot of energy. So we could say that for Devil Jin. And it's only that one, that life bar. So you get your 180 points, and whenever you change into Devil, let's say you lose 5 points, so you lose 10 points, right? But if you get hit in that form, then like, yo, it's gonna hurt more than if he was just Jin, right? So we could do something like that. That'll counterbalance him being able to change, because like I said, like he's gonna be the only one with that Tekken Tag 2 style, with that Tekken Tag 2 format. So that's gonna be crazy, especially when you're fighting them. And I already know like people gonna be like, yo man, this is cheap, right? So that's what I want to see with Jin and his fighting style. Now, next up is Lei Wulong. Now, with Lei, so we did Jin. With Lei, I want to see his base style be Drunken Master. That's what I would do for Lei Wulong, his base style. So as soon as you play round 1 fight, boom, he Drunken Master. Like, yo, that's the style. And if I was doing Tekken, and we're talking about like right after 3, I would make his styles like Yoshimitsu, where each game his base style would change. So in Tekken 4, let's say his base style would have been Snake. So as soon as you hit round 1 fight, boom, he in Snake, and that's his style. That's the base style. All his moves, and no matter what, when he get back up, he's in Snake style, right? Tekken 5 would have been something different. Tekken 6 would have been something different. Tekken 7 would have been something different. And even though he can access those different styles, right, he still can juggle between the 5, but his base is going to be different. His base is going to change, right? So that's what I would do with Lei. So Tekken 8, his base is going to be Drunken Master, and that's where the bulk of his moves and his style is going to be. And yeah, he can use others. He can go in and pull moves from different from the other animals, right? But let's give him a monkey. Let's give him a monkey style, and let's give him like Cobra, right? So Cobra or Praying Mantis. Like, let's give him some different styles to show, like, yo, man, Lei Wulong is that dude. All right. So that's what we got for Lei. Next is we got to get into the new characters, okay? That's what we have to do. We have to get into the new characters. I'm putting up the new character. His name is going to be Adrian, right? Adrian, he's going to be from Germany. So he's going to be from Germany, and he's going to be like a parkour fighting style. So if you think of kind of like Lucky Chloe a little bit, right? So he's going to be like Lucky Chloe a little bit, but his main attributes is going to be fighting with his back against the wall. Like, that's where he's really going to shine. Because you know that in Tekken 7, we actually have a mechanic where you can like run up the back, you can run up the wall, right? So you got one move, but Adrian, like, yo, he got a bunch of moves. Like, he actually, you know how King shines on floor breaks? Adrian shines on wall stages with walls, and especially the ones where it's like a whole bunch of walls coming across and going around, and you can get knocked into them and all of that. Like that's where he really shines, and he can break the wall. Like, he can break a wall with the move. So you don't even have to throw him into the wall in order for him to break. Like, so he'll be the only one. And you know, like, yo, so Adrian, we got Adrian, and he's from Germany. He's gonna have a parkour fighting style, and he's going to excel with his back against the wall. Like, that's where he wants to be. So when people pick him, you know, like, yo, man, I need an infinite stage, man. This guy's, Spag is playing Adrian, you know, and like, yo, man, let's get the walls away from him. You feel me? So, but he's still gonna have some cool moves, like still cool spinning type of parkour movement and punches and things like that. But when you get that boy around a wall, like, it's gonna be lights out, right? So we got Adrian. Then look, June, she's coming back. Jun, however you guys like to pronounce. Jun is a tough one. Okay, this is tough. It's tough, but why not? All right, this is gonna be bigger, badder, more badass than Tekken 7. The only one who could truly launch it off, besides Jin and his merge and his fusion with Devil Jin, is Jun. To have her in the game, because I don't really see Kazumi there. Okay, I don't see Kazumi there, so Jun I would bring her in there. Right now, her style is going to be, because I really like how they like revamp these styles in Tekken 7, like Armor King, Zafina, who else? You know, like these overhauling of fighting styles. Because not only with the new look, you want some new styles. So, because Jin, like I said, I would give him the whole Devil Jin moveset when he goes into Devil Jin form. Now, what I would do visually for that is I would do where the feathers are always like dropping. It's kind of like they're trying to merge, but they're always dropping it, so that you know that, okay, he's in Devil Jin form, right? But I would do something that kind of lets you know, so you can like a visual cue. Jun is going to, be how she was in Tekken Tag 2, but we're gonna revamp her and give her something that's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be like a what would they call it? That dash. You know how Lily has that crouch dash? So yeah, crouch dash. So I don't know if we're gonna give her like a crouch dash or what. I don't know, but we're just gonna put her in there. Then we're going to have a secret character. This is another new character. Let's just get these new characters out the way. We got Adrian. Let's give him a last name. I don't know any German last names. Okay, so Adrian from Germany. We're gonna give him a last name eventually. All right. But Adrian. We got Lei is doing Drunken Master. Jin he's the only one with the Tekken Tag 2 system, right? Then you got Jun, her, but we're gonna modify her a little bit. I don't know how that's gonna happen. But then remember, right now we only have two Mishimas, which is I would take away, I can't even think of her name, but Asuka. I wouldn't have Asuka in there, but if she's in there, it wouldn't bother me. But so if I bring Jun back, then I'm not gonna have Asuka in there. Now, we're either this new Mishima, right? This is either gonna be, and this is in the story mode. This would happen after Kazuya is defeated momentarily by Jin, right? So when he's defeated, but like I said, momentarily, then Kazuya's secret child. Now I don't know if it's going to be a girl, right? If it's going to be a secret daughter that he's been, hiding or developing, using DNA splicing, or if it's going to be another son, or if it's going to be a Devil Jin clone. It's going to be one or the other, because the way that I'm seeing it is, so if it's, let's give her a name, Akiri. So Akiri Mishima will, and like I said, it could be a boy or a girl. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going with the girl because to really give, but she has that gene. Because remember, Kazuya got it from his mom, right? Where is she? Kazumi, right? So boom, it goes back to a female, because in the female form, that's really its strongest. Now, Akiri Mishima, her main thing, what's going to be like so epic is that she has been watching. Like, she's just been watching, but she's going to be Jin's counter, right? Like especially this new Jin who's you know, he has the Tekken Tag 2 mechanic, right? She will be able to take moves. She will be able to, and not like, so the way that I would do it, because I know from a technical standpoint, it's going to be, it might be a little challenging, right? But so you think of like Ogre, right? So Ogre, he gets like, because he's been defeating people and he's been killing, he's been absorbing their styles. She can absorb your style just by watching. Like, she's that much of a master that she's been watching everybody fight. Like, yo, she knows all the moves. Like, yo, she knows. Now, from when you pick her, of course you can't have access to all the moves, right? So she's using some of the best moves, like Leroy. We're gonna get to Leroy, like kind of how Leroy was OP when he first came out. Like, that's how Akira Mishima. That's how she's gonna be, and she has the Devil Gene. And let's say that that she can change just like Jin, right? She can change into her form. She has control over her form, so she's stronger than Jin and Kazuya combined. Like, yo, she is the ultimate Mishima, right? So she is like, oh, she in there. All right, so we got Akira Mishima, who is fighting in the Mishima style with Kazuya. And she is Kazuya's secret weapon, okay? And if we was doing this like Tekken, this is how, man, this would be oh so awesome if they do a time release for Tekken 8, right? So she won't even be in the list until you beat the game, right? Once you beat the game, after you fight her, then she gets unlocked. So she's not like a DLC character. Or you can even have her as, I would say have her as a time release and have time release characters, right? So even if we kicked it off with 18 characters, but we have 4 more, or 8, what would it be? Yeah, 6. Yeah, so it would be, so we release 18, but you got 6 time release characters, and she would be one of them, right? So we got Akira Mishima. Then I would, Fakam Ram is good. Like, Fakam Ram is good. Leroy, I wouldn't bring Leroy back, but I would keep his style. So his protege, which is not as strong as him. So now we know that, all right, all of these moves have been dumbed down because he's not as strong as Leroy, because he is the pupil, right? So he's Leroy's student, and it's either gonna be Jeremiah or like Tyrone. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that Wing Chun style on someone from like China, right? I don't believe that we have a lot of Chinese fighters. I know we have Ling Xiaoyu, maybe Fang. I think Fang is from China. Ling Xiaoyu, the Fang. King of Iron Fist Tag Tournament 2. So yeah, that's what I would do. Now, Lei Wulong, I'm not really sure if he might be from China as well, right? So I understand they don't want to, put too many of one region in there. So even if they made him an American, then I would say he's either going to be like Michael, Jeremiah, Jalen, he's going to, so something like that, right? And maybe he can even look Puerto Rican-ish. He's from like New York. He's been training with Leroy. He's not as strong as, so like Jose. He could be like Jose or Yol. We can have him like that. He's Puerto Rican and he's from New York, and like, yeah, he's been fighting and learning the Wing Chun from Leroy, right? But it's not going to be as strong. But the key elements, as far as like a lot of those leg techniques, are not going to be as strong. But the Chinese boxing, the Wing Chun boxing, is going to be strong, right? So he's probably not going to have a hell sweep, and He's not gonna have all of that. All right, so we got him. Let's go with it could be Jose or Michael. And just give him a last name, whatever you guys want to call it. Okay. Then we have a new fighter. Now, the only thing that messes me up on this is they already have a bunch of Brazilian fighters already. Okay, I think Marduk and I have the book, which I just should have. In that way, I could have flipped through it. I could see where they're all from. But I know that Katarina, which I don't believe that Katarina will be back. But if any one of these people came back, it wouldn't bother me. But let's say they all came back. So we have Katarina, we have Eddie, we got Christy, we got Gigas. So a lot of these fighters are from Brazil, right? So I would bring Elio Gracie, either him or Hoist, one of them. Okay, that's the style that we're gonna see. We're gonna see more like a Gracie combative style. So it would be so we got Elio is going to be an older. It's going to be like his older Gracie looking style. He's going to be older. He's going to have the gi on. He's going to be a monster. Okay, this guy's going to be vicious. But I would, let's say they wanted a young fighter, then it would be Hoist. It would be Hoist Gracie from UFC 1 and 2. Like that look, the way that he looked when he fought in UFC 1 and 2, and that's how he's gonna look. That's how he's gonna play. So you can think of, I would say the body type would be maybe like a Claudio or Dragunov, where they're not real like ultra muscular big like Marduk, but they got a little nice little size to him. Even I would say like his body type, I would say like a Noctis body type, and he fights. So Gracie combative translated into Tekken would be, our base is going to be Marduk, because Marduk actually fights Vale Tudo, which is going to be like a bunch of slams, really, shoot the boxing and all of that. So that's going to be the style. But where he's small like that, he's going to really rely on grappling. So when you think of King, like when King does all of his grappling, like it's going to be like that. So he's going to be like a King, but it's more ground and pound. So you know how Marduk takes you down, and then he has a mix-up. He has a 1, 2, or 3. Now with let's call, like I said, I really want Elio, because I feel like if we take away Leroy, then and I know with the names we probably can't get Elio, right? I'm sure the Gracie's got that on lock, and they're gonna want it's probably a huge fee or something. So if we gotta give him a name, let's give him Haji. So Haji, you're gonna spell that with an R, right? Because that's how they do it, right? Like Hoist is R, right? So yeah, we got Haji, and I don't know. I think you could use Gracie. Like I feel like you really could use Gracie and not. We're not trying to stiff them, but look, I mean, Namco, Bandai, they gotta make their money. Okay, so they can't just be paying everybody. They can look. They're gonna honor you in the style. So Haji Gracie is gonna look like the body style, right? So the body type. Let's see where we at. 25. Right? So Haji Gracie is gonna have the body type of Noctis, but he's going to fight like Marduk, far as he's gonna take you down, and then he's gonna have different chains. So it's gonna be like Marduk and King, because King is more of a pro wrestler. So he has a lot of throws, right? Now, Haji, let's say Haji takes you down and he has a chain grab, because like King has that cradle. He has a bunch of like the cradles where he's rolling around. So Haji can have things like that, but he's gonna have different links in there. So let's say one, the takedown, and maybe the first part you were supposed to break with one, but then he has something where the next part that you break is with two. So let's say you missed the first part and you was pressing two, and you're supposed to press one, and then you just start mashing one. Well, that's not right, and you about to go into some type of crazy animation. And just like in real jiu-jitsu, like you are not going to want him to grab you. You're not going to want to go to the ground. Like, you're going to have a bad day, So that's Haji. Let's see how many new characters we got. So we got Adrian, we got Akiri. So we got 1, 2, and then we got Haji. We got Jose because it's going to be a revamping of the Wing Chun style. Okay, so he's new, Jose. So we got Adrian, Akiri, Jose, and Haji. So that's enough. All right. So that's our four new fighting styles for Tekken 8. Let's see, honorable mentions that I might want to get into. Oh yeah, and we got Jun, right? Jun is returning, so I mean, look, we haven't really fought with her properly anyway since Tekken 2. So this is really gonna be her, her real big thing. But like I said, she's not really returning because she's in the canon. And then we got Lei, revamped. Like, Drunken Master is his base, so a lot of moves. He's gonna have a lot more moves, and we're gonna take away some of those styles, right? Take away some of those styles. Jin, we revamped Jin, right? So this is a good bulk of characters that's new, like these new fighting styles. Let's see, any honorable mentions? Eddie, you guys know I'm an Eddie player. I love Eddie. Shout outs to Spiro Jin, Spag. Spag is a real Eddie player. A lot of y'all don't know that, but that's, Spag. We got John Ding, right? So we, Eddie is heat. All right, now I feel like I would do Christy. I would make Eddie I don't know if I would have him sit out. Like, he could sit out. All right, Capo style is still being represented.
To the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Because Eddie has limitations that they don't really want to address. Okay, so at that point, we have to address them with Christy. Okay, so give Christy, because this needs to be a separation. There needs to be a separation in the styles, kind of like who used to be mirrors of each other? Maybe Anna and Nina, I believe. Maybe in Tekken 3 they were kind of mirrors. I'm not sure. It might be. So I know that they're kind of close, right? So, who else? I mean, we know Panda and them, but King and Armor King, I mean, it was always like Armor King he didn't have as many throws, right? But Christy and Eddie, I would have Christy, I would revamp a lot of like her moves to where she would fight a little bit different from Eddie. Like, it just wouldn't be an Eddie clone. So, with that being said, because I feel like people really want Christy in the game. I like Eddie. I would rather have Eddie, but if they're not going to give Eddie these moves and they feel like, look, this is just, we can't give him to Eddie, then I would say leave Eddie out and bring Christy back, and give her a lot of tools that can help the Capo style flourish in certain situations, right? Like, really beef up that neutral, or Or look, let's beef up handstand, right? Even if you made relax the same, like let's beef up handstand to like really beef it up to where like, yo, this is a viable stance, and you know, boom, let's let them run with that. So me personally, like I said, I would Eddie would leave, and Christy would come back, and you know, I don't know if we would do Eddie and have him come back in DLC. I'm not really sure, but Christy is definitely in there. Another one I wanted to Shaheen. Shaheen, I would revamp his style. So Shaheen, he fights like Law, right? He's like a Law is his base. But for me, I would make Dragunov. I would make Dragunov his base, because I would make Shaheen fight in the Krav Maga style, right? So that would be Shaheen, or I would give because that style is so brutal that Dragunov really should be fighting in that style. Okay, so let's see, where is it? Here he is. And you know, we got the footage playing. I'm gonna put some footage so you guys can actually see. But the Krav Maga style is so deadly. It's so vicious, right? This is real soldiers. Okay, like look, that's how Dragunov. That's how he needs to fight. And I know it's gonna be like totally revamping the character, and that's just, you know, people not gonna like it. So that's why I would say Shaheen or Shaheen's pupil, or you know, like something to where we can still give that Pakistani soldier, but give him a true deadly style. Like, because Dragunov's style right now is deadly. Like his style right now is a deadly style, but the Krav is like, yo, like that is a seriously deadly soldier. Like I would not want to fight any one of these soldiers that's doing that, right? So like I said, Dragunov, somebody needs that style. So you know, that's a style that needs to come. It needs to make it. So that's Krav. So Krav need to be there. So right now we got five new styles, right? 5 new styles. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that, because that's really the only ones that I would revamp. Like I said, with Christy, like I would definitely either make the capo style, because even if it's Eddie, because you know, I play, so I really want to see Eddie back, but I feel like since Christy didn't come back in 7, have her come back in 8. And just like Law, like I would have Forrest. I would have Forrest Law come back in Tekken 8. I would have Forrest Law. And so this way they can revamp and kind of give new moves and just make it exciting. Because I feel like Tekken 8 is going to be exciting, not only in the visuals, but I think with those visuals, with the graphics, everything that we've already been given, if they give us like these new styles and just kind of tweak these new styles, I feel like, yo, it's gonna be crazy. I already know it's gonna be crazy no matter how they go, no matter what they do. But that's that, and I'll catch you guys later.